Or Pompeo.
Thursday, Secretary Pompeo delivered probably the biggest speech of his career as the U.S.'s top diplomat. It's very symbolic because he delivered it at the Nixon Presidential Library. President Nixon was the one who really opened up the U.S. relationship to China decades ago. Secretary Pompeo was explaining how that relationship has really run its course, and he delivered a very tough message about the state of U.S.-China relations.
If we want to have a free 21st century and not the Chinese century of which Xi Jinping dreams, the old paradigm of blind engagement with China simply won't get it done.
Two of the most important things that we noticed from the speech was Secretary Pompeo's denouncement of China's leader.
General Secretary Xi Jinping is a true believer in a bankrupt totalitarian ideology.
Meanwhile, though, he praised the Chinese people and really made a direct appeal to them to actually join the U.S. and allied countries in trying to force the Chinese Communist Party to change its behavior.
We must also engage and empower the Chinese people, a dynamic, freedom-loving people who are completely distinct from the Chinese Communist Party.
Secretary Pompeo is trying to make the point that the current rulers of China cannot actually speak for each of these people who never elected them.
蓬佩奥的言论罔顾事实，颠倒黑白，充斥着意识形态的偏见和冷战思维。
Pompeo and the State Department have just taken on a whole broad range of issues with China. Everything from human rights issues that involve Uyghurs in Xinjiang, and more recently, China's new national security law.
We talked about how we've seen Hong Kong's freedoms crushed.
Issues like theft of intellectual property.
China ripped off our prized intellectual property and trade secrets, causing millions of jobs.
And one of the most extreme incidents where the U.S. ordered the Chinese consulate in Houston to shut down. Certainly in Washington, D.C., the signals that we're hearing indicate that the U.S. is going to continue this strategy of a more aggressive confrontation with China. And one thing that I think a lot of people in D.C. have been talking about is just the unique bipartisan nature of the China issue. It's one of the only areas where you'll see Democrats and Republicans actually agree on something. We're certainly not seeing any signs that tensions would ease at any point soon, unless China or the U.S. dramatically shifts its strategy.